वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। ओम सदाशिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमां अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपरां। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। बोलिए श्री वेदव्यास भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। Welcome to this 42nd episode of Vision of Vedanta, and we are looking into Atma Bodha by Bhagavan Shri Adisankaracharya. This 51st verse, yesterday we saw up to 51. Bhakya nitya sukha saktim hitvatma sukha nirvrutaha ghatastha deepavat swasthaha swantareva prakashate. Bhakya, outside, anitya sukha asaktim. All the joys that we experience, that we see outside in the world through the sense organs are limited. Even if we drink a very tasty cup of coffee, it is very limited, the joy that we experience. Sukha asaktim, attachment to the joys outside in the world of sense objects. Hitva, give it all up. And then Atma sukha nirvrutaha, turn within to the joy of the self within. Then that person, what happens to that person? Ghatastha deepavat swasthaha. So an example is that lamp behind. It is not a pot, it is a lamp. It is a lamp cover, lamp shade. Inside that the lamp is shining. You can see the spots of light around that lamp. In the same way, this man of enlightenment who has given up the joys of experiencing through the sense organs outside, and he remains in the joy of the self within, like the light of the lamp. The joy of the self is shining within. The mind, when I say he or she, it means the mind of that person remains absorbed in that light of consciousness within. Then he remains in this life like ghatastha deepavat, like the lamp of like the lamp of a ghata, or the lamp within the pot, and it is shining beautifully within. Sukhan swantareva prakashate. Such a person is shining within. Swa-antara means within himself that person is shining brightly, meaning the light of consciousness is shining through all the thoughts, words, actions, and feelings and emotions of that person. 52nd verse. उपाधिस्थोऽपि तद्धर्मैः अलिप्तो व्योमवन्मुनिः सर्वविन्मूढवत्तिष्ठेत् असक्तो वायुवच्चरेत्. Upadhistha, even remaining such a person, a conscious person, a person with a conscious mind, conscious intellect, and conscious breathing. Upadhistaha, he may be living in the body, the mind, body, and the intellect. Even then, the qualities of the mind, body, and intellect don't affect this person. Aliptaha, he is not touched by them. And he remains like the sky. The sky is everywhere, without and within. And that person of knowledge, of wisdom, lives like the space, lives like sky. Vyomavan munihi. Manana Shilavan iti munihi. The one who is contemplative. The one who contemplates about the truth at all times. Sarvavita, he is one who knows the truth, knows reality. When do we become a Sarvavit or a Sarvajna? When we know that reality which knows everything, then that person becomes a Sarvavit. Even though knowing everything, Mudhavat Tishthet, he just looks like as if he knows nothing, meaning he is not having any thought of entertaining the world with his knowledge. And only when somebody is very sincere, somebody is very keen to know the truth, to such people he engages in conversation. Otherwise, he just remains as if he knows nothing. Mudhavat tishteta. Asaktaha. He remains unattached to the objects, feelings, and emotions of the world outside. Asaktaha and Vayuvat Charet. How does he move about in this world? He moves like the wind. The wind is moving about and the flag is moving. The wind is not having any particular intention to go this way or to shift that object or move this object. The wind just moves. In the same way, this person who has the knowledge of the self, who abides in the knowledge of the self, moves around like the wind. Vayuvat Charit. Upadhi vilayad Vishnau Nirvishesham Vishen Muni Jale Jalam Viyad Vyomni Tejas Tejasi Vayatham. Upadhi vilayat. When the upadhis are the conditioning of the body, the mind, and the intellect. When the body drops, that means a major upadhi which holds the mind and the intellect together is gone. When the body drops, such a person, where does it go? Vishnau, in Vishnu, meaning Vyapakatvat, that which is everywhere in this universe. Nirvishesham Vishet. This Muni, this Manana Shilavan, the one who is given to a life of contemplation, that person, that individual's being, where does it go? It just dissolves into Nirvishesha. The it is completely Nirvishesha means there's nothing left. Everything is completely absorbed. How does it get absorbed in this whole universe? Like Jale Jalam. If I take a glass of water and I pour it in this bottle of water, the glass of water will not have any special identity in this bottle of water. Jale Jalam. Vyad Vyomnihi. The space is there in this body. When that person of enlightenment gives up that body, the space merges with the total space. Jale jalam vyad vyomni tejaha tejasi. There is lamp there, and when that lamp is kept in another blazing fire, there is no distinguishing between the small light and the big fire. Tejas tejasiva yatha. In that same way, this individual who has realized the self on dropping the upadhi, meaning the body, just merges into this cosmos, merges into this consciousness. There is no identity left for that person, no individuality left. There is nothing to call I, because he was never attached with anything. He was always abiding in that consciousness. The body was the only thing that was differentiating between him and the universe around. Once that is dropped, he just merges with the self. Yallabhanna paro labhah yat sukhanna param sukham yajnananna param jnanam tad brahmetyavadharayet. Now this refrain is coming. Tad brahma iti avadharayet. Know that that is a Brahman. What is the Brahman? Having attained which, having gained which, yallabhat na aparaha labhaha. There is no other gain. If I have realized that consciousness, if I become one with that consciousness, then I have gained that consciousness, and there is nothing else to gain in this life, because whatever has to be gained is gained with the help of consciousness. Yat sukhat na aparam sukham. This consciousness itself is joy. Having enjoying the bliss of consciousness, bliss of realization, there is no other joy to be experienced in this world. Nothing can match that bliss of realization. Yat jnanat na aparam jnanam. Having known which, there is no other knowledge. This consciousness is that which makes us know everything. The consciousness is that which sheds its light of awareness on our thoughts, which enable us to know everything, which enable us to know everything in the world around us. When that consciousness is known, there is nothing left to be known in this world. Tat, that Brahma, that consciousness is Brahma, is I. Know that, avadharayet. Meditate upon this consciousness as I. Then, now, first is the knowing, gaining, and understanding. Now it is the seeing. Yad drishtva na param drishyam yad bhutva na punarbhavah yad jnatva na param jnanam yad jnatva na param jneyam tad brahmetyavadharayet. Now the contemplation about that consciousness has moved from within as consciousness, knowledge, bliss, and gaining of joy. Now it is moving to the world outside, the world of objects. Yat drishtva na aparam drishyam. Having seen this consciousness within, there is nothing else to look outside in this world. Na aparam drishyam. Yad bhutva na punarbhavaha. If I become one with this consciousness is I, the I that knows, the I that experiences, the I that is. When I have realized that, meaning when I have become one with that, through all these processes mentioned earlier, yad bhutva, then I don't need to become anything in this world. I don't need to become anything in this world. I don't need to be born again in this world. Yat jnatva na aparam jneyam. If I have known this consciousness, If I have known this awareness, there is nothing else to be known in this world. I don't need to know what is happening in the world. I don't need to know what are the best hotels to go, because whatever I really need comes by the very awareness of this consciousness. That is a lifestyle of a realized person. Yat jnatva na aparam nyayam. Having known that, after which there's nothing greater to be known in this world. So the greatest thing that needs to be known is consciousness. Having known that, that Brahma iti avadharayet. Know that you are that Brahman. The 56th verse, Tiriyagurdhvam adhav purnam Satchidanandamadvayam Anantam Nityamekam Yat Tad Brahmetyavadharayet. Tiriyag urdhvam adhaha purnam. Tiriyag means that which is horizontal. Urdhvam is the human being, that which stands straight. Adhaha, all the, even below. Tiryak means in all the quarters, in all sides. Urdhvam is above. Adhaha is below. Purnam, this consciousness fills everything. Sat, Chit, Anandam, Advayam. This consciousness is Sat. This consciousness is reality. This consciousness is the truth. There is nothing beyond this consciousness that is real. If we are searching for the truth, if we are searching for reality, there can be this lamp that is lit. There can be another lamp which is actually only a false lamp, something in the image of a lamp which is kept there, which is not a fire. So the real fire is that fire. Why is that the real fire? The real fire, I am conscious of that heat in the fire. That makes it the real fire. In the same way, the presence of consciousness, the presence of awareness is what gives reality to something. So, this awareness, this consciousness is horizontal, it is vertical, it is above, and it is below. It fills everything. And this consciousness is Sat, this consciousness is Chit, this consciousness is Ananda. Sat means real. Outside in the world of objects, that reality exists as object, isness. This is, everything is. That is Sat. Then Chit. Inside that isness is am. I am, we say. So that is the isness which is experienced inside. Chit is I know. Outside, it is revealed as the name and form of the object, Chit. Ananda means bliss. Ananda means experience of joy, within and without. Within, I experience it as joy here. Without, I experience it as an object that gives joy. Either it gives joy or it is there. Either it gives knowledge or knowledge is there. Either it exists outside or it exists inside as I am. That is Sat Chit Ananda Advayam. There is no duality in this. This is not two. Anantam. Ananta means endless. It has got no end to it. Nityam. It is eternal. Ekam. It is one. There is no two consciousnesses. There is no plural for consciousness. It is just consciousness. It is conscious. Ekam. Yat. That. Tat Brahma iti avadharayet. Whatever that is consciousness, know that it is Brahman. The 57th verse. Atadvyavritti rupena Vedantair lakshyate dvayam akhandanandamekam yat Tad brahmetyavadharayet atad vyavritti rupena. How do I realize this consciousness? I realize this consciousness by this process called atat vyavritti. Not this, not this, not this. Not what I see, not what I hear, not what I taste, not what I smell, not what I touch. Vyavritti rupena. This advaya vastu, this non-dual object or subject rather, is shown by Vedanta. Vedanta is that part of the Vedas which give us the knowledge of the self. Vedanta lakshyate advayam. This Vedanta points out to that. Vedanta, the guru who teaches that Vedanta, always points out to that truth within us, and they encourage us to abide in that truth. Lakshyate advayam. The truth is non-dual. That reality in you is a reality in me, is a reality in the ant, and the reality in the elephant. The consciousness, advayam, akhanda, ananda, ekam, yat. Akhanda means it has got no parts. It is not broken into pieces. It is just like the ocean is akhanda jalam. For a large space, this ocean is an ocean. It is not broken into any parts. In the same way, this consciousness is an ocean of lights. You can imagine it or visualize it. When you say akhanda, we cannot really imagine something that is seamless and partless. We can imagine light. Everywhere there is light. Akhanda. Even within us, where we experience darkness inside this body, actually there is presence of light, of consciousness. Akhanda, ananda. This presence of light everywhere is also joy. That is the one that gives us bliss. Ananda. Anandam ekam. It is just one. There is no duality here. Yat, that, tat. Brahma iti avadharayet. Whatever is partless, seamless, and infinite, whatever gives infinite joy, and that is that Brahman. Know it to be so. अखण्डानन्दरूपस्य तस्यानन्दलवाश्रिताः ब्रह्माद्यास्तारतम्येन भवत्यानन्दिनोऽखिलाः. Akhanda Ananda Rupasya, that consciousness which is of the nature, which is of the form of seamless and partless, akhanda. There is no breaking there. Ananda, bliss. There is only bliss in consciousness. Rupasya, Ananda, Lava Ashritaha. All of us which experience joy, it is only even from Brahmaji up to that smallest worm which experiences joy, the joy of movement, the joy of eating, the joy of clothing and dressing well, the joy of meeting with friends, the joy of reading something and enjoying, the joy of knowledge, the joy of watching movies, the joy of winning something successful. That is joy. Akhanda Ananda Rupasya. Ananda Lava Ashritaha. It is only a particle of that joy of Brahman, the bliss of Brahman. Whatever joy we may experience, even the greatest bliss is only a particle of that bliss of Brahman. Brahmadyaha Taratamyena. Beginning from the creator Brahmaji, there is a Taratamyam, meaning there is a gradation of joy. In Taittiriya Upanishad, we have the beautiful description of how from the smallest individual to Brahmaji, everybody's joy has got limits in its experience. Brahmadyaha taratamyena bhavati anandino akhilaha. In this whole universe, akhilaha, this entire universe, bhavati anandinaha. Everybody who experiences joy are all experiencing only a particle of that joy of this Brahman about whom we are contemplating. The 59th verse. Tadyuktam akhilam vastu vyavaharastadhanvitaha tasmat sarvagatam brahma kshire sarpirivakhile. Tadyuktam akhilam vastu. This Brahman, which is pervading this whole universe, Brahman, all the objects in this universe are being pervaded by the Brahman. Vyavaharas tadanvitaha. This, all actions in this world that we do, like somebody asked Ramana Maharishi, where is God? Then Ramana Maharishi just moved his finger. That man asked, where is God? I asked, and you're saying you're moving this finger. What does it mean? He said, even this little finger movement is not possible without God. So God is within. Vyavaharas tadanvitaha. It is because of that Brahman that we are entering into any transactions in this world. Through our speech, through our thoughts, through our perceptions, through our actions, and through our physical presence and life. Vyavaharas tadanvitaha. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma. Everywhere there is nothing else other than this Brahman. Kshire sarpihi iva akhile. How is this Brahman pervading in this universe? Kshire sarpihi. Like that, like the ghee, like the butter in milk. Sarpi is butter, and it is mixed. In those days, even in my younger days, many of them nowadays they do not have experienced this. Milk in used to come in Avin bottles, or I think maybe Ponley bottles in Pondicherry. Milk used to come in bottles from the milk factory. The bottle will have a small metal cover. That's the seal. And as children, what we would do when the milk comes home, we will remove that metal seal and we will take the butter from that seal. See, kshire sarpihi. That butter was in the milk, but because the milk has been shaking up and down in that vehicle during transport, the butter from the milk has got transferred into that cover. So in the same way, this Brahman is present in everything like butter in milk. And how to take that butter out? You have to make the milk into curd and then churn the curd into buttermilk. Continue churning that buttermilk. Water and butter will separate. In the same way, this Brahman is present everywhere in this universe as butter is present in milk. So it's a very powerful way to contemplate about the Brahman. Kshires tasmat sarvagatam brahma. If I sit in meditation, how is this Brahman present? Sarvagatam Brahman. Kshire sarpihi iva. Like butter in milk, Brahman is present in me. Ananvasthulamakhrasvam adirgham ajamavyayam arupagunavarnakyam tadbrahmetyavadharayet. Meditate upon that Brahman. What is it? Ananu. It is not subtle. Meaning, subtle is something that is very small, very tiny. Even something subtle can be perceived. Brahman cannot be perceived by senses or by thought. Ananu. Astul. At the same time, Don't imagine Brahman to be this earth, which is sthula, which is very big, and we can see, and it is so big. No, it is a sthulam. It is not big also. It is not gross also. It is not tangible also. Not subtle, not gross. Astulam, ahraswam. It is neither short. Brahman is not, if you cannot imagine it in length, it is not something that is short, like a short piece of thread. No. Adirgham. It is not very long and it is not very circumventing and all that. There's nothing, no complications to this Brahman. Adirgham. This Brahman, where was it? Ajam. It was always there. Ajam. Avyayam. What is the quantity of this Brahman? Is this Brahman exhaustible? No. It is avyayam. It is inexhaustible. Arupa Guna Varna Akhyam. You cannot describe this Brahman by defining it in a form. You cannot describe this Brahman as with these qualities of angry, jealous, hatred, or loving, kind, compassionate. No, it is beyond all these qualities. Varna, can you describe this Brahman as some color? It is white in color, it is light grey in color, or it is golden colored. No, it is beyond any color also. Tat Brahma iti avadharayet. Know that that is the Brahman. And so we will complete this remaining 7 verses in tomorrow's session. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.